Hi boys and girls, we've got something lovely to look at today. We're going to spend today looking at the hedgerow habitat and the verges on the farm. Let's go and see what we can find. First things first, we must be clear what a hedge actually is. It's a close-knit row of shrubs or trees planted and trained to form a barrier or boundary of an area. The Romans were the first, it's believed, to plant hedges in Britain, but a few ancient hedges date back from the Saxon times, making them over 1,000 years old. In the hedge at the farm here, there are lots of wild roses. There's some really pretty flowers on them too. They're nice and spiky, which makes an ideal habitat for birds to nest behind, making it nice and safe. As you can see, the buds and the little roses are out, and soon they will grow the beautiful rose hips too. There's an abundance of this cool plant in the hedgerow just now. It's called Sticky Willies, and it's absolutely great fun. You can stick it onto other people's clothes. We've got our cool nettles that we love. Quite a lot of them growing in this hedge, as well as this lovely flower, red campion. There's a lot of it come out since we've had the rain. As well as short grasses at the foot of the hedge, there's also these beautiful tall grasses growing out of the hedge. This particular hedge has quite a lot of different plants making up the hedge. However, one of the main plants that we've got here is hawthorn. And as we've discussed before, it makes an ideal habitat for wildlife. There are lots of beautiful ferns growing in the verges at the farm just now. Do you remember I showed you the spores on the back of the ferns, and that's how they spread their seeds? Of course, as we pointed out to you before, often where we get nettles, close by we get cool dockings, and these are massive. There is a wide variety of wild flowers along this hedgerow, and as you can see, they are greatly appreciated by lots of pollinating insects. There is a wide variety of ash in this hedgerow too. They were the trees, remember, that grew like a cow's hoof with their bud. But as you can see, the beautiful leaves have come out, making this hedge a brilliant habitat for a whole host of things. More than 125 of our most threatened species in the UK are associated with hedges. More than 80% of farmland birds rely on hedges for protection and for food. Wildlife, like foxes and badgers, use hedges as almost roadways to get from one woodland to another. Within a hedge, there could be living mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, invertebrates. Just a whole ecosystem of life going on in what would appear to be quite an ordinary looking hedge. The most common types of tree or shrub that is used to make up a hedge are things like ash, beech, crabapple, elder, hawthorn, hazel, holly, privet, rose and willow. This part of the hedge produces snowberries, lovely white poisonous berries. This is a hazel tree within the hedge, and soon this will begin to produce hazelnuts. The amount of different birds that we can hear just now is absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to just let you listen for a wee while and see if you can pick out any ones that you recognise or that sound nice to you. I took some photographs of some of the birds that we did hear singing, and I wondered if you could try and be extra smart and identify them for me. I really hope you've enjoyed your walk along the hedgerow with me today, boys and girls. And I also hope that when you're out and about and you come across a hedge, stop and appreciate just what a wonderful ecosystem it can be, for the amount of wildlife that can be found there is amazing.